So we're transitioning from the industrial to the digital economy. When do you believe is the right time for organizations to make the move?
So overall, I think the time is now. I mean, it does differ depending on which industry you're in. So we're seeing, the telco operators or digital media companies that are at the forefront of this change. And then, traditional, what I would call infrastructure, and I don't mean technology infrastructure, I mean railways and, the utility companies, probably lagging behind on this. But I think ultimately, the disruptors in the market like mobility, cloud, social, the information optimization, so the big data pieces, these should be grasped in two speeds of IT. We should be looking at these in the context of how we deliver IT today and see how we can optimize, be more efficient. But the important thing is we should also look at these disruptors on how they enable growth and how they drive top-line revenue growth. And I think in the top-line growth, it's more relevant for the digital age where we're seeing consumers, employees, citizens engaging with services in a different way and wanting to engage in a different way. So I think the digital era will really drive that end-user interaction differently.
And do you think this two-speed IT, as you call it, is it a natural partitioning to have the CDO doing the growth piece and the CIO doing the efficiency piece?
And you see, I'd like to think the CIOs will take the opportunity here and not to just keep IT within the IT department, but bring IT to the front of the board in terms of how it can revolutionize the business. Gartner talking about every industry is a technology industry, and there's quotes out there around IT cannot just be left within the IT department. I think I agree with all of that, so I think the CIO is poised to take it on. Sadly though, what I'm seeing is an introduction of a new role, where there's this almost perception that the CIOs have run the business and that really change the business and transform the business is somebody else.
Well, both we both know that the CIO should be the person that's leading this digital transformation, but clearly there is a gap, in my experience, where many CIOs were brought in as technology managers, and that's what they do, that's what they're good at, that's what they like doing. Now we're expecting them to develop a whole new set of skills, how to navigate in the boardroom, how to manage the brand, their personal brand, the brand of their IT function. Are we asking too much of our CIOs to get them to become digital leaders?
So the CIOs are consumers and employees just like us. And so they see this change is happening. I think there's almost an inertia of regulatory compliance, too much to do, not enough time, that inhibits them taking leadership here. So just to balance this a little bit, there are CIOs doing this. Where they're actually offloading the day-to-day running to a head of infrastructure or some other department lead within the IT, and they're focusing truly on innovation. And I don't just mean technology innovation, but business innovation. But I would say it's rare that we see that kind of CIO. Mostly what we're seeing is where the CEO recognizes this digital transformation required, they're seeking out new people to come in and support the business.
Well, I get to judge on the CIO 100, and at the top end, I see that the guys see themselves as business leaders first and CIOs second. What are the 2 to 3 recommendations you would give to help CIOs make that jump from technology manager to business leader?
Well, first and foremost, spend more time with the business than you do with managing the suppliers. Now, it's not that the suppliers don't need to be managed, it's just that you can get other people to do that, right? If it's around efficiency. Spend time with the business, understanding the business, and then engaging with the partner community in a much more collaborative, forward-thinking, second speed, the faster speed of IT mode, which says, I want to do this and I want to do it rapidly. The other thing is don't be afraid to fail. I mean, I'm not sure culturally that works really well because we were really risk averse. but I would say do small projects that, if they fail, are not visible at the top. So do many more small things and iterate rapidly through some of these. I think probably the last piece is have an opinion about these disruptors. Don't let them disrupt you. So be very positive about what you're going to do about mobility, about cloud. And I don't just mean infrastructure here, I do mean cloud in terms of a different delivery model, providing business services, information. The CIO stands for Chief Information Officer. So any that are aspiring to be in the business, have information conversations about what information assets they should have within the enterprise, which ones they should source externally, but have a strong point of view around this.
Okay, so if I summarize that, embrace disruption and take on a high velocity of small bets. Correct. Okay, well, thank you, Suki.
Thank you very much.